I think it is time for us to shut this primary down. It's time for us to cancel the rest of these debates, because you don't do anything but get yourself in trouble if you continue this contest when it's obvious that the numbers will not shake out for you.
All right, one of the leading House Democrats, Jim Clyburn from the great state of South Carolina, arguing for the DNC to cancel any further primary debates and just back Joe Biden.
Yup, it comes as the Democratic frontrunner continues his surge over Bernie Sanders.
Here with reaction is former DNC interim chair and Fox News contributor Donna Brazile. Donna, it looks like he won 4 so far. Joe. Bernie won 1. North Dakota. And Washington State too close to call.
But first of all, let me address Mr. Clyburn. Mr. Clyburn is a very important leader in the Democratic Party. I believe the debate should go on. I think that Senator Sanders and Vice President Biden should sit down, have a very civil conversation about some of the big issues facing our country. How would they deal with the coronavirus? What steps should Congress take to enable and help the president? This is not the time to call for the end of the process. We have more than 700 delegates still at stake this month alone. Now, at the end of this month, we should reassess, but right now, this is not the time to reassess.
I respect that so much, but also have an infinite amount of respect for Clyburn and company.
Yes.
James Carville, too, who say no, because they see Joe Biden unscripted and they see some problems, especially if you look at what's happened recently, as late as yesterday. Here's a look at Joe Biden unhooked.
Angry Joe.
I'm not worried.
You ever been to a caucus? No, you haven't. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. You said you were, but now you got to be honest.
Well, that's not true. You're saying things you do not know what you're talking about.
I'm beginning to see why your wife left you.
Why? You're getting nervous, man.
Get your words straight, Jack. You're a damn liar, man. That's not true. No?
See it on the TV.
You see it on the TV. No, I know you do. And by the way, that's why I'm not sedentary. You want to check my shape on? Let's do push-ups.
Well, you should vote for Trump. You should vote for Trump.
Politicians, take no vote for granted, except I think he just lost 6 votes.
Oh, no, I think he gained hundreds of votes. And here's why. He's a man of passion. I've known Joe Biden. I was 27 years old. I went home to Louisiana. I thought about going to law school. I got a phone call from Joe Biden. Joe Biden is someone who cares. He will speak his mind. He will tell you things that you look at him and you're like, I have to tell you, I went to the White House 3 months after Joe Biden became vice president. And he sat me down and he looked at me. Come on, we're doing this thing. We're doing the Biden thing, right? And he said, let's have a black-on-black discussion. I looked at him and I'm like, I'm black. Oh, Joe Biden speaks from here. Okay? Sometimes when you speak from here, you don't get it right. But guess what? He is a man of
pony soldier.
Oh, I've never used those words. Okay, the combo. But come on, who are we comparing him to? Right? Himself. I want to address one other issue.
You didn't tell me Joe Biden from 10 years ago would have been telling at least 4 people not to vote for him.
Are you an expert? Are you an expert on cognitive disabilities? I've heard so many people talk about cognitive.
No, but I'm asking.
Joe Biden.
You knew him 10 years ago, so
I knew him 30 years ago.
So you're going to tell me he would have done those same things he would 10 years ago?
Joe Biden is a man of passion, and I don't think that auto worker took offense to what Joe Biden.
We just had him on.
Joe Biden was talking about. Look, Joe Biden is speaking about gun violence. 100 people a day die from gun violence. 200 are wounded.
A lot of people do agree with him.
So they agree with him. But I want to also address Bernie Sanders because I think it's important. Bernie Sanders is committed to the issues that he's fighting for. He has been out there for over 30 plus years. I've also met him when I was in my 20s. He's a passionate man. He cares about this country and he cares about the people.
He just wants to totally change it.
And by the way, no one is asking for free stuff. We need to end this conversation about free stuff. We don't want free stuff. We just want to have access to the things that everybody else has.
Tell Bernie that. Tell Bernie that.
No. Tell Americans.
He wants free education, free health care, free preschool.
No.
Forgive student debt.
We want farmers who are suffering to get help. We want companies but we also want workers. That is called America.
Listen, your establishment, I'm sure you're elated this morning that Joe Biden is the winner. Am I wrong about that? But let me ask you this. And that's okay. That's okay. But it's just like when you talk to a Trump supporter, no matter what he says, Democrats can listen to his sound bites and they think that's awful what he's saying.
I agree.
You talk to a Republican who is a diehard Trumper, and they're
Right.
going to defend him till tooth and nail. Same with you defending your establishment, which is great. That's fine. But how does the Democratic Party attract the Bernie, the establishment Democratic Party, attract the Bernie voter?
Well, first of all, I'm an activist. And I believe that all activists, whether you're on the left or the right, we must find ways to come together to heal the country, to fight for the issues that Bernie Sanders has been talking about raising the minimum wage since Jesus was here, okay? He's been talking about, climate change. So let's address these issues. Bernie Sanders supporters want the Democrats, whether you're establishment or activist, to address these important challenges facing the country.
And not stay home. You think they'll choose Biden?
I was there in 2016 when I had to convince many of my friends who supported Bernie Sanders. I had to convince them to sit on the couch with me, to come into the DNC and work with me. And we're going to have to do the same thing in 2020. They're very important to Joe Biden, but more importantly, they're very important to the country. Because they're young. They're young and restless, searching for tomorrow with one life to live, and we need them.
Thanks for sitting on the couch with us today.
Baby, I will always. And by the way,
I know.
There you go.
I show Brian how to do the bump with that. We could do the bump with that.
It's a
This
straight.
is what we've been doing all morning.
Yeah, and I saw you put Tito's in it before you gave it to me. That's all right.
It doesn't work.
Do not put that on your tongue.
I know.
Thank you, Donna.
Look at me. Look at this couch move. Ooh.
All right.
Sexy, sexy mama.
Okay.